Hye-jin Choi looking for her first LPGA title in her 4th season. This for birdie at 8. That moves her into a share of the lead. Morgan, some struggles with the putter yesterday for Nana.
Yeah, just really seemed to get tight coming down the stretch. Happy Father's Day to you, Grant.
Thanks, and to all of our crew. Hye-jin Choi at the 10th.
A little longer birdie putt than she had envisioned. She only had a 50-yard third and was hoping for better to walk away with the birdie, have to settle for par.
4 runner-up.
He looks really, really solid today.
This is the veteran Mi-hyung Lee with a couple of LPGA titles to her credit, the last of which came in 2017.
She got off to such a hot start this week with that 64 opening round, treading water. That released out right there for Lexi.
And one of the other leaders, Hye-jin Choi at 11.
That's a 9-iron on the way. It's a good line.
And up at the 11th, Hye-jin Choi to take the lead.
A little bit of left to right break.
Gosh, almost went the other way there, Kay. She got well.
And here is Hye-jin at the 12th.
With a gap wedge in hand. Ideal yardage this hole, playing downwind right now.
Oh my God.
Good example of.
Yeah. Says she likes to be aggressive. She wants to be. And she was there. Now Hye-jin Choi, 25 years old, superstar on the KLPGA, 4th year on the LPGA Tour. Her best chance to win actually came before she joined this tour. She was leading late at the U.S. Women's Open in 2017 before hitting a tee shot in the water at a par 3, and now Hye-jin still looking for that first win and a great chance here.
She's one of those players that we all expect to have had at least one, if not more, wins by now. She had a tremendous rookie season, but finished 2nd in the Rookie of the Year points list to Gino Titakun, who had an amazing season that year too. Beautiful gap wedge to this point. Maybe a hint of right to left in this putt.
And so Hye-jin Choi gets it to 15 under. Her caddy, Pete Godfrey, a dad himself with. And now leading by 1 at 13, Hye-jin Choi.
Yeah, 6-iron in hand. Breeze picking up, hurting, and actually a little from the left.
Set up way on the left side of that
smart
tee box.
shot.
Yeah.
From Paraguay, collegiately at Texas Tech. Garcia playing late on a Sunday for the first time. In contention. And so par putts for Saganda and Choi, and a birdie putt for, for Saganda and Garcia, and Hye-jin with a putt for another birdie.
Really cool experience for Sophia. Played with multiple major winner Minji Lee yesterday, and then another great pairing today. Hye-jin, that was a smart play. I mean, she might have been a little in between clubs and went with the 6 that kept her below the hole. And it's really not a easy birdie putt that she's facing, but she should be able to putt this fairly easily. It's uphill with some left to right break initially, then it'll start trying to straighten out a bit.
So putt earlier in the week, we saw some players struggle with the distance control.
I think it's harder if you're hole high and you have to deal with more break and speed. That
Leading by 1 on the tee at the par 5 14th, Hye-jin Choi.
player is definitely playing down the right side. Just going well right.
Safer
Trying to
place
stay
be
away from
over
the
there.
penalty area on the left.
You can play from over there. A bit of a ridge right there.
Fellow countrywoman Hye-jin Choi at the 14th, her third shot at the par 5.
64 yards the hole. This needs to get up. It's a huge mistake with a lob wedge in her hand.
Easy birdie. She looks so comfortable. This really her first mistake that she has made today here at 14.
Kay Cockrell with a look at this one.
Not easy. Uphill, then flat plateau. Decent shot.
They are playing in rapid pace fashion today, but a minor backup here to slow things down. And as things do slow in pace, that allows a lot more thoughts to creep into the mind. We'll see who has the steeliest one at the end of this round. Hye-jin Choi looking very solid so far.
However, she does have now this close to 5-footer to salvage par. I mean, she should have been having this putt for birdie. Both she and Saganda challenged on this hole with some poor wedge play.
Really clutch putt right there. That was important. She doesn't really show a lot of emotion that way, but you'd have to think inside she knows that.
Back to our leader, Hye-jin Choi.
A little bit shorter than Carlotta. Also the wind switching around now, slightly hurting. This a 9-iron.
Set up on the left side of the tee there to draw something back into that whole location. Took a really soft bounce considering some of the other shots we've seen come in on this 15th hole.
We will get back to the 15th. We saw the tee shots from this group, and this is a birdie putt on the way for the leader. Well,
that was a bit aggressive.
not what she had in
She's
mind.
looking at.
Well, that one goes for her as we head to the 15th, and an important par putt for Choi.
She's well above average on tour in putting stats.
And curls that one on the low side. She works with Chris Cho, as so many players do, on her putting. Definitely been a strong addition to her game. Just curls it in on the low edge here.
And how big were these last two par putts? A birdie for Lee. And the 8th of the day it would be as we catch up with the leader at 16T.
Yeah, going with fairway wood, trying to aim at the big leaderboard and tree. Faded that a little, but it's going to stay in the fairway. That's the most important thing.
Well, Hye-jin Choi has put herself in a couple of questionable situations the last 2 holes and come out with strong par putts on each. Now at the 16th, getting a good look here.
It's a difficult hole location. It's in the front part of the green for the first time this week, and she managed it well.
She doesn't look happy. She's had her fair share of ups and downs this week as well, just trying to keep it together and finish strong. And now we get to the leader, Choi, who really has looked mostly unflappable today.
She has, and she really has all week. I think the one thing that really impresses me is she's kept it to just 2 bogeys all week. So minimizing her mistakes. The only player to have a bogey-free round yesterday. But this whole location, as I said, first time all week it's up here. This green is so severe, particularly at the front of the green. She knows this is uber fast. Just has to putt it as if it were like a foot and a half putt.
She makes this one, okay? She is in the super driver's seat going into the last 2 holes.
Oh, so close, and then look how far it releases beyond.
It's just one of those hole locations that make you scratch your head.
Was it a conversation by the caddies or a ranting session?
may have been some things you can't repeat on air.
Well, it's never going to be easy on a Sunday trying to win, especially for the first time, but she's handling it quite well so far. Still a testy par putt.
As we've seen, got to keep it below the hole or you're going to pretty much end up with one of these 5-foot testers coming back up the hill for par.
Which is basically the third straight one here for Choi. Okay.
Yes, it is. And she had the luxury of just watching Sofia Garcia successfully navigate her bogey putt from just outside of where Hye-jin's ball mark was. So a hard-fought bogey for Sofia Garcia. And, you know, it just feels so tense out here right now, Morgan. And I think that's because of how close everything is and the difficulty of this whole location in green. I swear, I think sweat is just coming down off of their brow right now.
Yeah, I mean, here you have the 16th hole playing the hardest hole today. And here it is, okay, a hole where you're hitting less than driver off the tee and then a wedge into the green playing as the hardest hole in the course. And then you've got 17, which has been the hardest hole the entire week, has only given up 4 birdies today. So a tough finish here before you get to that very scoreable 18th, and anything really can happen.
I also think it's interesting switching gears from the putt she had before to the one she has now. Any golfer knows when they have those slick, right-handed golfer knows, slick left to right breaking putts that you're trying to be protective and careful on. And then all of a sudden the comebacker from 5 feet is up the hill, breaking the opposite way. You got to get into an aggressive mode.
Exactly. You almost have to think, hit this to the back of the cup.
Which is exactly what she did. A little bit of a side door there, but in the door nonetheless. So 3.
Sketchy lie as well. Not going to be easy. We've seen short game magic, as Karen said, from her this week. She's going to need to do it there.
This is Hye-jin Choi at the 17th.
Carlota Ciganda hit a good-looking tee shot, at least from the tee. The fairway does tilt left to right. Success on this hole correlates with hitting the fairway. And this is a push right into the trees and perhaps the rough.
Well, she has made those.
That is going to be no good.
Yeah, she's made those 3 straight par putts and you know, looking fairly mentally strong, but she's not giving herself the opportunities that she had earlier in the. And we'll take a look at the trouble that Hye-jin Choi is facing here at the 17th.
Not many positives from this situation. If she tries to chip out left, she's going to be blocked by the trunk of the tree.
Does she have any chance, Kay, to get this on the green, or just has to play for position
no.
for the next shot?
Position for the next shot. It's just a matter of where. She has to get it past that next big tree to ensure she'll get her 3rd on the green. Thick rough all the way up to the short bunker. I think she's going to aim. If she tries to hit a punch shot, she could punch it up kind of in one of the left bunkers.
She's got quite a lofted club here, Kay.
Yeah, I think she's looking left to just try to hit it about 80 yards and get it in the short grass.
A lot of tree.
Whoa, that
got through.
Ricocheted. That is incredible. I mean, the base of that tree is at least 3 feet in diameter.
I mean, she was trying to get something just back in play. I'm not quite sure why she used such a lofted club. Went straight up into the tree. Lucky to get through. Let's take another look at this right here.
It's hard to believe that didn't come back to her off sideways with the sound of that hit. Her 2nd bogey in her last 4 holes when it matters most. 3rd for Choi.
She's in excellent position to recover. That was a 90-yard shot, right on the number.
And guess what? About another 5-foot par putt coming up. Rinse and repeat. Can she hold on to this lead? We'll find out in just a moment. And the par 5 18th ahead, so another scoring opportunity. Meanwhile, Hye-jin Choi over the course of her last 3 holes has put herself in tough spots with lengthy par putts, but has come up big on every one of them. That was at 14. And then this one at 15, a little trickier, Morgan.
And this was after being aggressive with her birdie putt, ran it, but clutch.
And then a strange decision on 16 out from the right rough with a high lofted club in what probably required a low lofted situation, but she escapes, gets the par, and now we catch up with her trying to close out this victory, but now has company in the pull of the fairway. Let's head up to the green and take a look at yet another par putt Hye-jin Choi is facing.
These can wear you out. But she is just locked into the present right now and just trying her best to get this healthy 5-footer in. She fortunately, well, just watched Sofia Garcia miss a par putt outside.
Own little world, her own little cocoon on the tee at the par 5 18th. Looking to put up one more number to give Choi something to think about. Here she goes. And finally she cracks.
She pushed that a little.
It looked like a good roll, Kay. Just played a little bit too much break and caught that high side. Thought it might still lip in. That could be very costly there.
Well, as Kay said, it's hard to do this 3 or 4 times in a row.
It's what's really hard to do is to make par from the right trees on this hole. I mean, that just, you can't hit it there off the tee. She tried, worked really hard to give herself that putt to save par, but looking for a fresh golf ball. Yeah, I'd want a fresh golf ball after it rattled around at those trees too.
And all of a sudden, Saganda is the solo leader and on the tee at 18.
Saganda is known for being
Us. And now Choi on the tee at 18.
Hye-jin does not have the same kind of firepower that Carlota Ciganda has. I would think, Morgan, she might be playing more to the left side of this bunker and try to cut it a little, and if it goes through into the left rough, okay.
Okay, she surprised me yesterday. She took it right over the center of that bunker, not known for her length. It was a beautiful tee shot.
Well, this is going a little on the right side of that bunker. Left of the tree. Depends how it kicked.
Yeah, it looks like it's sitting okay, just right and past that bunker.
Welcome back to the Meijer LPGA Classic as we are down the home stretch here. Hye-jin Choi at the 18th, her second.
She actually has a shot, 5-iron in hand. Not getting the cut on it, but it should find the green.
Yeah, that'll chase up into the heart of the green there. Have a lengthy putt. A lot of what happens right now is all about what's green. Yeah, I want to give it a run, but you certainly want to, at the very least, 2-putt. You never know what Carlota could do here. Nerves do funny things to people.
Well, and for Choi, the birdie almost feels like a must, and for Saganda, the birdie feels like a bonus.
Morgan, she hit that with pretty good pace. That ended up not being as fast as either one of us thought it would be.
We have had a lot of putts left short this week. Let's take a look. I said she's going to give Carlota a read here. Look at walking in to check out what happens towards the end of this putt. So has a good,
and hopefully build on this moving forward. Young woman from Paraguay, keeping company with Julieta Granada, who was a champion on tour and also You remember Carlos Franco from back in the day on the PGA Tour. What a character he was, so charismatic, so funny, and what a talent as well. Now, let's get back to the big business here of trying to win this event. Choi with another, what, 5 to 6 footer, Kay?
Exactly. It's a 5-footer. Important to go through your routine, breathe, and try to relax and trust what you're doing.
Must make.
Clutch yet again. The one at 17 got away from her for par, but the other 4 in the last 5 holes, she's nailed it.
Yeah, she had to make this, Kelly, to put some kind of pressure on Carlota to have to make this putt now to win and avoid a playoff. Never left the center of the hole right there. And she